All right. Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back, everybody. How you doing today? A lot going on behind the scenes. What's up? What's up? I see people chilling in chat. Come on in. Let's go over Jennifer Soto's police interview with immunity in the Madeline Soto case. And is this going to hurt the case, help the case? Does she actually have immunity? That's what we're going to talk about today. A lot of people are still talking about this. People will come into chat and say, Jay, but she has immunity. That can't happen. She's never going to be arrested. That can't happen. She did the interview. Listen, we're going to break it down today, but tomorrow we're going to break it down word by word. Today we're going to break it down word by word in a different way. We're going to do it with evidence, pictures, and the audio, but we're going to go over the things that she was given immunity for if she didn't lie. All right. Now, that being said, we're here for justice for Madeline Soto. We're going to put Jennifer Soto in the spotlight all week long, and then I'll tell you what's going on a little bit behind the scenes. Come on in, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Good to see some people that I haven't seen in a while. Cheeto, what's up? Chris, I've seen you. I'm glad you're here. Lizzie says, yay, I caught alive. Lori, good to see you. Michelle, how you doing? Mary Beth, hit that like button. Justice for Madeline. That's right. That's right. Norma. All right. MM Clar, Tony, Jay the Italian Cookie, Luminaire. Hi, folks. All right, guys, come on in. There's absolutely updates in the case. If you haven't been here all week, well, behind the scenes, we are working on hashtag arrest Jen Soto. And I got to tell you guys, this is awesome. There's going to be ups and downs in doing this, right? There's going to be ups and downs. This case started in 2024 in February when Madeline Soto went missing. Now we've seen it progress over the months and even over the years. Stephen Stearns is now locked up, 21 life sentences. He's not going anywhere. But what he is doing is talking. And yes, Deb, I got the email, but I wasn't able to see it. It just sent me a bunch of links. The text that you normally send, it didn't come through. It came through as a link, but I did get the message from Stefan today. Now, if you want to send that over to me, Deb, and just kind of copy and paste the message, if there's anything you'd like me to say, Stefan is answering questions. He's answering them for me today. I'm not prepared to get into all that yet, but I'd love to see what he sent you, Deb. So if you want to send that over by email, I did try to look at it and it sent me a bunch of image files and basically the Securus link, which took me to my login link. So what I want to tell you guys before we get into any of this, there is progress being made behind the scenes to hashtag arrest Jen Soto. I am talking with multiple people in law enforcement, multiple media outlets, and other people that are willing to support this effort. As a matter of fact, somebody from Florida, a lawyer from Florida, reached out to me and asked if they can help. And certainly a lawyer from Florida can absolutely help. So I'm going to have help from a Florida lawyer that knows about the case, that can help with legalities, hopefully help me in any binds that I might get into legally with doing this. I don't know. I don't know exactly where this is going to land. We're either going to get an arrest and look into the case further. I may change my fate a little bit. It keeps changing. Or we're going to get law enforcement saying they're going to do a presser and they're going to say case closed. It's either or. We're either going to get a press conference saying they're looking further into Jen Soto, which is what we're doing now, or we're going to get something out of this. We have a lot going on behind the scenes, and this is good. There's no case names to any of this. This is Jen Soto, Madeline Soto case. They call it the Soto case. All right. So I'll check my text messages real quick. And then I will. Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. I got them, Deb. I'm going to basically, I've got a lot of support. Hopefully that lawyer gets back to me today. I'm trying to find out right now, based on what we have and the evidence that we've seen, what possible charges could come against Jennifer Soto. Now, we've talked about this way in the past. Many of you were never even here. So just know I cannot give you law enforcement updates. And as law enforcement updates me, I can't say anything about those because that's the case against Jen Soto. But what I can say is we are making progress behind the scenes, and we're going to spotlight Jen Soto all week. I hope that she sees this. I hope the Sotos see this. I hope they know, Jen Soto, we're coming for you. And Stefan Stearns is now telling what part you played. And of course, it's going to take the evidence to do that. All right. Rose said, I'm in Florida myself. I'm definitely not a lawyer. No, it's definitely a lawyer. Yeah, nothing's clean cut, and the laws, the wheels of justice turn slow, right? So that's all I can say right now. What if she has more kids? That's horrifying. You know what's even more horrifying? If someone would have kids with that potato. That's even more horrifying. Anna says, I doubt it will go to trial due to lack of physical. I support her arrest, but not hopeful. Well, thank you. I appreciate your straightforwardness. What I can say is that law enforcement is not saying that. So until law enforcement says don't send me evidence, until law enforcement says case closed, stop digging into it, we're going to do this. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people behind the scenes in the right places that are supporting this effort. Shoot for the stars, member for a month. So love your channel, hon. Thank you. All right. So you guys, that's what you're here for. Talk and chat. Whatever you want to say it. Be respectful. It's all good. I think Stefan's parents are handling this as well as possible. That this son, but they're not making excuses. She deserves to be in jail. Keep up the fight. And we are going to keep up the fight until we can't anymore, until they shut the door, until they tell us. And that is not what they're saying right now. So, hey, good news so far. A lot of people backing this effort. No shutdowns. So here we go. All right. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Much love. Justice for Madeline Soto and hashtag arrest Jen Soto. I like seeing her in that picture being arrested. I wish that were her now. All right, so let's get into this. We're gonna continue. Today we're gonna go over the immunity interview with lots of evidence photos. We're gonna discuss that for those of you that don't understand what happened. And you guys thought Jen had immunity. How are we looking at Jen if she has immunity? No way, no how. This is the interview where she has or had the queen for the day, one shot at immunity if she didn't lie. All right. So don't forget to hit that like button. I love you guys. Love your comments in chat. I love that people can agree to disagree. And I will read the message, Deb, as soon as I start going over the video. It's a little lengthy today. Tomorrow will be a little less as we go over this interview with the fine tooth comb tomorrow and see the deception that Jen Soto deceived police as she had an interview with immunity. No reason to lie, yet she still did. So let's go over this. And yeah, we got to keep it. I'm only going to do the spotlight for a week. This week, Jen Soto stays in the spotlight. Next week, I continue covering cases, and behind the scenes, we'll work with law enforcement and anybody else to get Jen Soto arrested. Anything I can do, that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to keep it going. What's up, at least for this week? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nat, so much. Please hit that like button. You guys help support the channel. Lori, thank you for being a member. Jay, the Italian Cook, thank you for being a member. Shoot for the Stars, thank you for supporting for a month. And thank you for the $2 super sticker. I've got the goal up there. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit that like button and let's get this into the algorithm. All right, let's get into it. Thank you to Hidden True Crime for lending me this. And also, Hidden True Crime interviewed Deb and Chris. You guys saw that. Let's go.
Can the detectives identify themselves?
Detective Mark Morris.
Detective Kyle Smallwood.
Did you hear that first name? Detective Mark Morris. All right? Detective Mark Morris. Remember that name. Detective Mark Morris. Jamie, thank you so much. Hashtag Jen's a liar for the super sticker. All right? That's Mark Morris. That's who we want to hear. All right. It's so weird splitting the shared room to be a half room. JS, no other normal person would feel comfortable using that living room with a teenager. sectioned off. I agree. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this. We got a little while.
And with us is
Jennifer Soto.
with
Jennifer
your attorney,
Soto.
Matthew Barker. All right, we went over some things before we went on the record and told you the opportunity to ask any questions that you needed to ask. If you need a break to consult with your attorney, that is absolutely fine. We'll all step out of the room, turn off your recorders, and let you exercise your constitutional right to have counsel. There's no problem with that. There's water fountains here. There's restrooms. I don't know if you're a smoker or not, but like if you get desperate, we can make an outside break time, but we are kind of under time constraints. With that all said, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, this is an investigative subpoena, so you've been compelled to be here. And in our country, under the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment as applied to you under the Florida Constitution as well, you cannot be forced to incriminate yourself. So anything you say today can't and won't be used against you unless you just don't tell us the truth. And I've already explained.
Unless you just don't tell us the truth. Now, Deb, I just got your message, and that's the same thing Stefan told me. Now, listen, any naysayers in this, guys? Is there who come back on here? Whoever's a naysayer, who in chat says that they're not going to look at Jen Soto? I am so surprised. I'm so surprised that her nose didn't grow. But listen, if you guys are lucky today. If Deb says I can read this message, this is the same message, not the exact same, but I also got a message from Stefan Stearns, and it's saying basically the same thing. Now, listen, everybody that is a naysayer that says Jen is not going to get arrested, raise your hand. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is good news. This is the really good second news that I've had today. So for those of you that you're naysayers, Suzanne's a naysayer. I just saw Anna being a naysayer. Y'all naysayers, come on. Keep the naysayers. Whoever doesn't think she's going to get arrested, Holly S., arrest a potato for not protecting Maddie. Right. I just got a new text message in that Deb said I can read. Nay. You got nay. We got Anna. Nay. We got Anna. That Anna, an army mom. No. No one. You guys don't think that Jen Soto is going to be arrested? Well, this is the second news that I've had today about this. And listen for what Stefan, he told me the same thing, but a little bit different. We're going back and forth about specific questions that Jen was involved in the night of taking Maddie's life. All right, listen. Hey, Dad, Stefan tells Chris Stearns, did you happen to make the canteen deposit? I keep checking, but it doesn't seem to have gone through. You know, he's got to ask for the money, et cetera, right? Let me know when you did. We can track it, how long. Also, now here's the big part. Also, and this is the same thing he told me today, except him and I are going back and forth on what Jen did. Also, he says the state, listen closely, guys. The state contacted Stefan Stearns' PD team asking if he had any information to come forward. It seems they're trying to go after Jen Soto. However, they were unwilling to make any kind of deal, and he just received a message from a news reporter asking about information on Jen. What's going on down there right now? I'm apparently still completely out of the loop. Yes, Deb, I need to talk to you after the show. All right, good news. That's really good news. That's the second time I've heard that today. But he's the second person I've heard from him, and he told his parents the state is coming to Stefan Stearns to get an interview about what he knows. All right. So anybody that doesn't believe it, this is like almost instantaneous results. All right. What's up, Kraken? How you doing? I'm the Mystic Moon, Michelle. All right. So if this isn't progress, I don't know what is. All right. And thank you, Deb, for sharing that. I appreciate that so much. I reached out to law enforcement. I reached out to the head of the head of the head. I didn't go to the lowly, street person that has to go to the ba-da-da-da-da. I went to the very head. I told them we have evidence, and I asked them to reach out. So, Deb, after this, I'll talk to you about the person that reached out to Stefan. And I appreciate so much all of you that get to hear that news from me, because he told me the same thing. It looks like the state they're not trying to get a deal with him. They're not trying to lessen his time. They just want to charge Jen Soto for her part in the taking of Maddie's life, and they want to talk to him. Stefan's going to talk to him. Thank you so much, Rose, for the $5 super sticker. Of course he is. Of course he is, Lisa. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. What do you think we're doing here? That's what we're doing here. All right. So let's keep going. Let's listen to the lies that Jen spits. Let's listen to what she spits, and let's keep this going. This is fantastic. Good news. Good news twice. This is a good day. Today's a good day. If I had the Ice Cube song, I'd play it.
Your attorney, Mr. Bark, whether or not you've made any inconsistent statements in the past, that is dirt under the bridge, and either a misdemeanor was committed or it wasn't, but we're not going to be using that as a basis of some sort of perjury by false statements, because those other charges wouldn't be perjury anyways. So the most important thing today is to tell the truth. I also explained derivative use immunity, which means if you said that there was a gun, and obviously there's no gun in this case, buried in your attorney's yard, we couldn't go dig up that gun if you told us that, oh yeah, there's the gun that was used is right there. We wouldn't be able to do that. We would have to show that we learned all those things independently from this interview. Okay? Do you have any questions? All right, so let's get started.
No questions. I'm going to lie anyway.
Make sure we're clear on the record.
No, thank you. I'm going to lie anyway. I don't have any questions for you. Again, we're going to thank you, Nat, so much for that. Donna says, you think you're a better creator than anyone else? No, that's not what I said. That's what you think. I can't even stand you. I had to leave my comment and I'll scroll on. Wow, the jealousy is real in this chat. All right, let's get rid of this lady. You guys see that stuff? Is there anywhere in this? Was there anywhere in this that I said I think I'm better than any creators? What? All right, I just want you guys to see the kind of stuff that I get for working on a case behind the scenes and telling you about it, that someone would come in my chat and say, you think you're a better creator than anyone else. Did I say that to anybody? Or am I trying to get Jen Soto arrested? Please block that lady. Don't ever let her back on my channel. Yes, we're live. Moving on.
I had off the record, we had discussed our position on the
Did anyone
concerns we
say
had.
that?
Ms. Soto was interrogated by law enforcement previously.
Oh my goodness.
She was under
Love you
a
too.
tremendous amount of duress and stress, being that her child was missing and then she was informed was found deceased. There's been media hysteria about this. There's been people asking for her to be prosecuted, tarred, feathered, executed. And so with that said, we have the concern that you brought up about if there's something said inconsistent today, not being used against her for filing a false police report.
All right, so for example, if she said something that was false then, and we have no idea that it was false now before this interview, but she comes.
Now listen, our goal is to arrest Jen Soto, period. So it's not random. I assure you, I get those kind of messages every day, but we're not going to let that deter us from what we're doing. And I'm totally just learning as I go. If Jen Soto doesn't get arrested and doesn't get charged, at least we can say we put our best effort forward to do so. So many people are helping behind the scenes, and I love that they're helping. I appreciate you all, but that's the kind of stuff that's gonna get in the way, and I'm not gonna let it. So let's keep going. Let's get Jen Soto arrested. All right, I got to give you guys a laugh at least, right? She absolutely should be arrested. All right, let's listen to her a little bit. I wanted to hear the whole thing.
Admits that it was false today. We can't use these statements or that admission that it was false against her, just like we couldn't use anything else against her from this interview. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
My understanding is that on February 25th of this year, you were working at the hotel on Disney property out at Coronado Springs.
Yes.
You know,
You have to answer that.
out loud and loud enough to get caught on the recorder. I know you're upset. I know.
Yes.
All right. And did you get off at 10 p.m.?
Yes.
All right. Did you go directly home?
Yes.
About how long does it take you to get?
Now, listen, she's answering questions, just the basic questions, and they give her a lawyer to feel comfortable. Now, I want you guys to know I'm just in a really good mood from hearing really good news right now. So let me just set it straight for 410 people. I'm happy and I'm excited and I'm smiling. I'm not gloating. I'm not trying to make people feel bad. I hope you guys realize that I'm trying to do my best to get Jen Soto arrested. And I'm a creator. So those two things are hand in hand. I'm a creator and I'm trying to get Jen Soto arrested. I'm not trying to brag or say that I'm better than anybody. I'm just really happy. That's really good news to hear twice in one day that law enforcement has approached Stefan to get information on Jen. Isn't that good news? So I just want you guys to know, I really want you guys to just understand that I'm not trying to brag or anything. I just want Jen Soto to be arrested. Norma, thank you so much. Let's keep going. My goodness, people can rain on a parade.
Home.
About
Oh, yeah. Yes.
25 to 30 minutes.
And when you get home, who is downstairs, if anybody? You have a 2-story, is it a townhome? Is that the best word for it?
Yes, it's at home.
If anybody is downstairs, who is downstairs?
I saw my daughter Madeline and Stefan.
Yes, listen when she lowers her voice. And this is great, Ashton. Tomorrow, we're going to break this interview down piece by piece. All right. So, yes, put it in chat. Let's get all the body language feels and all that. All right. Thank you. I'm so glad that you guys are with me feeling good. Even I'm still sick and I'm feeling just really good right now. It's good news. I'm sure I'm going to have ups and downs as doors close, but this is good news. One step closer to justice. Tomorrow we're going to break down her lying lies by her own words. Yes. Veriscope. Thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership.
Do you recall what Madeline was wearing?
Why would she?
No.
And
Reason?
Okay. Oh my goodness. I did not mean to do that. I really got excited that she said no. Okay, work from home. Join you sitting down. Where? Let me ask her. Oh wait, hold on. I bet you didn't see anything. Pub sandwich. I can't tell you.
you need to kind of eat a late dinner before you.
Hold on. I got to go back to that because we've seen this way too many times for her to say no, that she didn't know.
Stress being that her child was missing and then she was informed was found deceased. There's been media hysteria about this. There's been people.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you for the Guilty of Crime membership. But for those of you guys that have been here from the very, very, very beginning, she's twice in other interviews. Jen Soto said Maddie Soto was wearing black shorts and a green hoodie. Third time around, when she has a lawyer, she tells him she doesn't remember what Maddie was wearing. And again, I'm trying to get the answer back. Did Jen Soto help Stefan get dressed after she threw up on herself? Did they change her clothes then and then change her clothes again to go to school? All right, that makes a difference. Thank you, Jacqueline, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. All right, tomorrow, like I said, word for word for word. This time, we're getting bits and pieces. She absolutely said she knew what Maddie was wearing that morning, and now she doesn't.
Asking for her to be prosecuted, tarred, feathered, executed. So with that said, we have the concern that you brought up about if there's something said inconsistent today, not being used against her for filing a false police report.
All right. So, for example, if she said something that was false then, and we have no idea that it was false now before this interview, but she comes in and admits that it was false today, we can't use these statements or that admission that it was false against her, just like we couldn't use anything else against her from this interview. Okay. All right. My understanding is that on February 25th of this year, you were working at the hotel.
And Deb, I sent you a message. It's important that we do this after the show. And I could also respond anyway. DRA Latina, practicing psychiatric here, noticed from day one that when Jen sighs deeply, she's lying. That's a tell. Appreciate your dedication. Thank you so much, Dr. Latina. I appreciate you. All right. Well, she continues to stick to her lies, and that's okay. You think she's intimidated by her lawyer? She continues to stick to her lies. Thank you. I appreciate you. You saw it? Okay, good. Thank you, Deb. It's important that we do that. All we need to do is just get a confirmation so that we can do the next step. It's a big deal. Trust me, I've got 2 major outlets ready to go. So thank you. I so much appreciate you guys.
And Disney property out of Coronado Springs.
Yes.
You know,
You have to answer
out loud and loud enough to get caught on the recorder. I know you're upset. I know.
Yes.
All right. And did you get off at 10 p.m.?
Yes.
All right. Did you go directly home?
Yes.
All right, now start listening in here because this is where everything happened, folks. Okay, this is where everything happened. Please pay attention. Everything happened supposedly from 10 o'clock when she got home until 11 when she sent Maddie to bed. Anything else she doesn't remember, it's that missing damn time again. It's like, hola, okay, I lost time while the crime happened. And then I woke up the next day after Maddie's body was dumped and she was gone and her clothes were changed and the laundry was washed and the throw up was gone. She lost all that time. Listen up. Again, tomorrow we will definitely break it down word by word.
How long does it take you to get home?
Thank you, Nat.
About 25 to 30 minutes.
And when you get home, who is downstairs, if anybody? You have a 2-story, is it a townhome? Is that the best word for it?
Yes, it's at home.
If anybody is downstairs, who is downstairs?
I saw my daughter Madeline and Stefan.
Do you recall what Madeline was wearing?
No.
No.
Of course you
And
don't.
do you recall what Stefan was wearing?
Yes. Yes.
When you get home from work, do you need to kind of eat a late dinner before you get settled in for bed?
Yes.
And do you eat there at your home?
Yes.
What do you eat?
I think I had a pub sub waiting for me in the house.
She had a pub sub waiting, but what I wanted to tell you about this part, yeah, she says no quite a bit, and that's because she doesn't want to lock anything down. She's got her pub sub. This is the pub sub. What I do want to tell you that she failed to tell you guys in this interview, she failed to tell you in this interview that after she got home and had her pub sub waiting for her, they also gave Maddie a ton of snacks for the munchies that she had with the weed that she smoked from Jen Soto's vape pen. They didn't just have bowls of weed laying around where Maddie could just go roll herself a joint or smoke herself a blunt. No, she used a vape pen and she gave that vape pen to Maddie after she ate her pub sub and they filled her full of junk food to put her to sleep and send her up there with Maddie. She forgot all of that part. All of that ceases to exist. All she can say is pub sub and what's up. Good to see you. Glad you caught alive.
So much.
Okay. Did anybody join you in sitting down and eating?
No, I ate in my bedroom.
Okay. Did it look like anybody else had recently cooked food or eaten any food there that night?
From what I saw, no.
Okay, so her voice is low and she said no again, and she's a freaking lying liar. Don't forget about the Ativan and the sleeping pills. She's lying. Right there's a fucking lie. And I'm sorry I'm getting mad, but she's lying. She went in her room by herself, ate a pub sub. Maddie, she didn't talk about anything. Nobody ate. No, are you sure, Jen? You sure nobody ate? Don't forget this, guys.
I didn't see anyone cooking, or it didn't look like anyone was cooking.
Okay. I believe in one of your former interviews, you mentioned that Madeline might have gone over with you kind of what she got at the birthday party since you didn't have the chance to go because you were at work.
Mm-hmm.
When and where does that occur?
That occurs
Thank you, Nat, again.
right after I get home. It occurs in my bedroom. Everyone's in my room.
And so by everyone, let's just be clear since I understand you have some roommates. So what do you mean by everyone?
Madeline, Stefan, and myself were in my bedroom.
Okay. At this point in time, do you recall what Madeline was wearing?
I don't know.
Again, guys, she doesn't want to lock herself into an answer. She's with her lawyer, and so far, she doesn't know anything, and her answers are no. Every time she lowers her voice like this, she's lying. She remembers what she ate, but she doesn't remember what Maddie was wearing. This is the fourth time she says she doesn't remember what Maddie's wearing, but in all the other interviews, she remembers what Maddie was wearing. This interview was I think it was March 24th, 2024. I can pull up the date, but it's in my description. It was last year, and it's her one immunity chance with a lawyer.
Ask it a different way. Can you tell me whether or not she was wearing a long-sleeved green sweatshirt and jeans?
Oh, no.
Okay. Would she have kind of been in?
She just said no. Oh, no. That was the clothes that Maddie was dumped in. She said Maddie was wearing black shorts and a green hoodie. Now she doesn't know what she was wearing at all whatsoever. Man, I'm glad she lies like this.
Her bed gear, or do you think she could have still been in the dress that she wore to her birthday celebration?
She would have been in pajamas. I can't recall the exact pajamas, but she would have been in pajamas.
You see the
she had
lies?
already, by this point in the evening, she had already showered and changed out of that birthday dress.
Into
And was
what?
it your understanding from your sister that she had gotten dropped off about 8:30? She being mad.
I wonder what she changed into from the dress, you guys. I wonder what clothes they washed that got all over Maddie, the vomit on her. What clothes was that? What clothes did you have? You know, as soon as law enforcement, as soon as the state starts talking to Stefan, he's going to debunk all this stuff, and they're going to be able to go back and check the phones and check now what they can't go back on is Maddie. All right. I hear there's a little bit of a rumor that the medical examiner and toxicology didn't exactly test for every single thing that they should have on the test. And, well, you can't do it again because Maddie's cremated. So there's no chance of that.
8:30, 8:45, something around that time, yeah.
And what's your understanding as to when Stefan had gotten there?
Yep.
If you know, if you don't guess, it's fine.
I don't want to talk about that.
Actually, while he's saying that, this is important. So there's things that you might think should be a certain way because that's just the way things go. But don't just guess based on past history that it's the same as what happened on that particular day. If you don't know, you don't know.
Then, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what time he got there.
Okay. You were at work, so I just didn't know if, like, sometimes families check in, hey, I made it by text or by phone call or anything like that. You do not remember anything?
Nope,
I
she
don't.
doesn't remember anything.
Okay. How long were the three of you in your bedroom?
Now, listen, before she answers that, they cremated her right away. And I just talked to Stefan about that today. I asked him some really pointed questions about that because it's very important that they cremated her and they can't go back and check certain things. Now, you say Dr. Latina says despite cremation, the ME usually keeps a large piece of muscle and toxicology. I hope so. All right. And prayers for that. Let's pray that they did do enough testing and they took enough samples to go back and check these things. All right.
I'm going to say for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did Madeline tell you about the party?
She was really happy.
Did she tell you what food they had there at the party?
Yeah, they had her favorites.
What are her favorites?
She doesn't even know. Why does she know?
Puerto Rican food. So I just
Yeah.
want to do this.
All right, so you're going to have to translate to English. I know frijoles and arroz and a couple other things, but help me out.
And why is Jen Soto laughing like she's flirting with someone in this interview where they're talking about her dead daughter and what happened that night? What is funny about that? That isn't fine. That's not funny. No, she cremated Maddie, gave half of the ashes to Tyler, and she took the other half. All right.
If I recall correctly, she had requested rice. It's a type of rice and beans.
Mhm.
It's rice with pigeon peas.
Okay.
And beni, which is I'm not sure how to. It's a pork, but I'm not sure how they cook it.
Okay.
So cooked pork. That's typically what she requests for her parties. She does like her favorite meal.
Okay. And what kind of gifts did she get?
She got a lot of money.
Okay.
That's what she ended up showing me. I think she had a few trinkets, but like most of it was just a big wad of money that she was so excited for.
Is there any particular reason Stefan couldn't make it up to the party? Because it's my understanding he didn't exactly work or anything.
He wouldn't have been invited. The party was held at my mom's house, and my mom and him have never had a great relationship. She's never liked him.
Oh, honey, she doesn't even like you. You weren't even invited to that party. Oh, wait, no, you just didn't go. Remember, she didn't go. She worked 10 hours a week and didn't go. All right. What's up, Kristen Perry? Good to see you. I hate Jen Soto. I hate her for what she did to her daughter and what she let Stefan do to her daughter, as much as that person that came on the screen earlier and had despised disdain for me. So just think of that. Damn, Jen Soto needs to be arrested.
So he wouldn't have been invited to the party at all. It just would have been my whole family.
Right.
And then me. If I hadn't worked, I would have been there.
Okay. Now, during this 30 minutes that the three of you are in your bedroom, is Madeline engaging in any of her kind of nighttime routine or, getting ready for bed? What else is going on, if anything?
We spent a long time talking about gifts and having her show me, and then we counted out our own money.
I mean, the stuff she talks about, you guys have heard this a million times. If you take what she talks about, which we're going to do tomorrow, and you put it into a lying liars format, like we're going to do tomorrow, all she's really said, she talked about the Puerto Rican food, she talked about her pub sub, and now she's talking about the money that she counted. And thank you, Gail, for saying that. The inappropriate laughing is a sign of histrionic personality disorder. Diane Downs did that shit like when she was interviewed by police and journalists. Right. Yeah, there's something behind that, obviously. I mean, that's not a laugh of this is funny, but she doesn't have many cares in the world because she doesn't have to deal with Maddie anymore and not pay for stuff. And thank you, Marissa. I appreciate that for supporting the channel. All right, we got a Wyatt. Let's go.
I can't remember if she had finished with all of her bedtime routine.
Okay. Does she brush her teeth at night?
In the shower.
In the shower? Okay.
Uh-huh.
And that occurred before you got home?
Yeah.
And my understanding with her nighttime medication is that's something that you would like to make sure she had bedtime or so?
Something like that, yeah.
So were you present for that?
So she's not really answering the questions. I mean, he's asking her and she's just, no, something like that. And I get that, having a lawyer there. But that is not, none of this is the truth. And she's not helping these detectives to convict Stefan Stearns. Don't you think in this interview that she should have said, I found out that night after I put her to bed, Stefan, I thought she was okay. Stefan gave her a bunch of pills. Do you think she would say any of that? None of that's pertinent, but they're looking for that at this point to convict Stefan. None of her answers made sense. They're all lies.
Occurring, or did that occur after you got home?
That did not occur on my call. I believe I had instructed Maddie when she got home to go ahead and take them herself.
Okay. And is that something that she's allowed to do?
From time to time, yeah.
When you say today, my understanding was there was some hydroxyzine. Is there anything else she takes at night?
Just hydroxyzine.
All right. And the Miralax is when?
Miralax is
gross. You know what the Miralax is for. Hello, RL.
So that would have been earlier while you were at work too if she took it?
Yeah.
May not have because she was at the party?
Yeah, because I had been training at work that week and we had been going back and forth with my mom's a lot. The Miralax wasn't consistent.
Okay. All right. Now,
Jen, nothing in Maddie's life was consistent. I hate to even say this, but I think the only consistent thing was Stefan. As a matter of fact, she's the one that called Stefan on Saturday. We don't exactly know what the conversation was. 555. Say a prayer, a hard prayer, that Jen Soto gets arrested. Period. Thank you so much for that. Maddie actually called Stefan on Saturday and he had her on speaker. We still don't know exactly what she said to him, but we do know that Jen wanted him to go help. And we do know that Stefan was out of anxiety medication and Jen Soto wasn't. Thank you. I'm still sick this week, guys, and I appreciate you, but I gotta push through. I can't say, hey, I'm taking a week off. Let's arrest Jen Soto. I'll see you next week. No, I can't do that. I can see you next Tuesday, though. C-U-N-T. All right.
Madeline, does she lay out her clothes for school the next day, or is that something she gets in the morning, makes a game time decision like my kid?
Typically, it is a game time decision morning of.
Okay. What about this specific evening? Do you remember anything about it?
Yes, this evening we had. I had already discussed prior to Stefan coming to visit that he was going to help me take Maddie to school that day. So because I knew that that was what was going to happen that night, I had asked Maddie, pick out your clothes, have everything ready, have your backpack ready, your water bottle, everything you need ready, so that way you could just grab your stuff and head out. It won't be too much of a hassle in the morning.
And I get that, but if you're trying to get justice for your child that was abused for 6-7 years, you saw those nasty pictures and you saw the autopsy and the toxicology and the pictures of her when she was no longer alive, wouldn't you be talking about what Stefan did? She's not talking about any of that. I think Jen's walking a tightrope. She doesn't want to speak against too much. It's too much because it's going to boomerang on her. And that I agree, but that is not a grieving mother talking right there. That is not.
And so she did. She picked out her clothing. I asked her what she was wearing. She told me what she had picked out. And I said, okay, fine.
All right, so she picks it out, but does she physically take it out of somewhere wherever she stored the clothes and put it somewhere?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she took that clothes upstairs with her or anything like that.
All right. So as far you didn't see them
Her
in your
voice
room,
lowers.
and did you have the opportunity to kind of see her cubby part of the living room to see if she had put them on her bed or anything like that?
I haven't seen them.
Does Madeline have like a water bottle or a hydro flask or whatever the kids call it that she likes to sleep with?
Yep.
Bring up or bring wherever she's sleeping?
Yep.
Typically not. That stays downstairs in her.
Now wait until tomorrow when we actually go word by word, and hopefully by then we have more information from Stefan. I hope Stefan messages me or Deb or Chris or anybody and says, hey, the state came to visit me. But it's still good news that the state is trying to talk with his PD, a public defender, and they've relayed the message. So I hope to have more updates for you this week. Tomorrow we're going to break this down, and it's not going to be the whole thing, but we're going to break all the language down and all her lies even more so.
Her backpack, and then she'll clean it in the morning and then fill it back up and leave it in her backpack. That typically stays in the backpack.
Okay. Favorite stuffed animal or stuffed animals? Anything that always goes with her wherever she's sleeping?
She does have a few stuffies and blankies. Did I see any that day?
Yeah, specifically, did you see if she brought any of that stuff upstairs with her?
No, I didn't see any of that stuff upstairs.
Now, separate question. Generally, habitually, like your attorney was saying, there's a difference between specific memory, but generally, would she do that? Not saying that you saw it that night.
Generally, when she do what? Bring.
Have stuffies and blankets and her favorite stuff.
Yes, she typically would.
So
And you could see when her voice lowers every single time. Yes, Stefan will. I don't know if they're going to even go to a trial, to be honest, with this kind of thing. If he has to, I'm sure he will. I'm not going to speak for him, but he's the one that's talking now. It's not me that said, hey, can you tell us what happened? It's him that said, F this. I got convicted. I'm done. That's it. But Jen walked away and didn't even try to do deposition to help me out. And he realizes now he should have opened his dang mouth then. Thank you so much. Jen knows it, but all right, let's keep going. We got a while.
Stefan said something like Maddie building her nest and getting settled in. Would that, to you, mean like her stuff is part of this nest, or what do you think that would mean, if you know?
The nest. I don't like the nest.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you recall getting that text from Stefan that night that Maddie had settled into her nest for the night?
I don't remember the text now.
Okay. My understanding was that at some point you told them it was time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Do you recall about what time that was?
Around 11 o'clock.
So that's consistent with getting home at 10:30, having this
Yeah.
half-hour discussion, and eating your pub sub? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right. Do they comply with your wishes to go upstairs when you say that at about 11 o'clock?
No.
Yes, they do.
Is there any further
Maybe.
communication between either you and Madeline or you and Stefan about, all right, kids, it's time to go to bed, anything like that? Or was that the last you had?
Remember, this whole conversation we've listened to the entire time happened in the span of 1 hour is what she's saying. And so far, she doesn't know anything. Yes, she doesn't sound concerned, all of those things as well, which people can blow off as she takes a lot of pills. Now, yeah, I can imagine a rapist and the big M word testifying against Jen and the part she played in the role. I absolutely can. I could care less what Stefan did at this point. He's there. We know what he did. We've been blasting Stefan for almost 2 years, but he needs to speak up to get Jen Soto arrested. Do I think any better about him? No. Well, I'm glad he's talking, but it has nothing to do. Stefan's not going to call into the show. This is not for the show. This is to get Jen Soto arrested and keep her in the spotlight. But yeah, if they want to use Stefan as a witness, let them. That's on them. Yeah, she called Maddie the body, no one who loved their kid. And she did that several times as well.
Heard from either one of them that night?
I think at some point Stefan comes downstairs to use the restroom and then goes back upstairs, but after that, I don't recall interacting or saying anything. So.
Okay. And my understanding is that you had some sort of parental controls over Maddie's phone. Is that accurate?
We'll find out.
I'm not sure by parental controls exactly. I didn't have any limits or anything on the phone set up.
Well, like, for instance, if you wanted to install Game Pigeon, does that have to go through you?
Yeah. So any permissions for any apps you would have to ask me for.
All right. And does that ring a bell as to?
So I want you guys to know that nothing has changed about how we feel about Stefan Stearns. Nothing has changed about the advocating that we've been doing for the last 2 years. Stefan Stearns is Stefan Stearns. We know what he did. He never denied the CSAM stuff. We know what he did. We know about the 35,000. We saw it all the way through. We saw him get sentenced, and now he's sitting there for 21 life sentences. So nothing has changed, but we're focusing on Jen Soto being arrested. So if anybody comes in here asking that, no, we feel, go back and watch all my videos about Stefan Stearns. Nothing's changed. Now we want Jen Soto to be arrested. All right. We've always wanted that.
Occurring that Sunday? Game Pigeon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that's
I don't know.
the last time you hear from either one of them until the morning. My understanding is that Stefan comes down and is dealing with your dog. Is there any communication other than perhaps Stefan coming down to use the restroom? Is there any other communication that you have between Stefan and Madeline? Do you see them? Now, I've said communicate. Do you see them? Do you go up and check on them? Do you see Madeline or Stefan from the point you kick them out at 11 p.m. until you see Stefan at 8 in the morning-ish is what you guess for the dog?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't see them.
Okay. Now, when you go to sleep, do you sleep through the night, or do you wake up and not have consistent good sleep?
I sleep through the night.
Okay. So there wouldn't be any points in time where you get up and you're taking.
So all this happened between 10 and 11 at this point, all right? And this lady sleeps so good with her pills. Now, Tamari, nothing's ever happened, but the GoFundMe was absolutely fraudulent. They didn't use it for Maddie's funeral, and I don't think they're going to do anything about that at this point. I think they have way bigger fish to fry. What's up? Is it Raga? Hello from Iceland. What's up? Good to see you guys. Thank you guys for remembering to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. We are going to do call-ins on Friday, I believe, and we're going to have a members-only chat. So please get yourself a membership if you can.
Steps or just checking on your phone because you can't go back to sleep. As far as you remember, when you go to sleep, you're out until the dog thing in the morning.
Yeah,
Did you hear or see anything during those hours involving Stefan or Madeline?
I didn't hear her say anything that night.
All right. What's the first thing you remember when you wake up after having gone to sleep?
I wake up to Stefan trying to put the leash on the dog.
Okay. Now, is this the first time that you've ever woken up to Stefan trying to put a leash on your dog, or is that something that has occurred before in the past?
I want to say this is the first time.
Well, she just said honestly, and then the first time, I could probably attest to the fact that you being in a weird relationship with some man for years and years and years, that's the first time he ever took your dog for a walk or put the leash on. That doesn't even sound right. I mean, she's just lying here. Yeah. Like Stefan, if Jen's lips are moving, she's lying. Both Stefan and Jen are lying liars, and I still carry the same opinion that they had a pact. Maddie gets to be with Stefan. Stefan gets full control of Maddie. They get their medication together. They have a pact. And I think that's why he didn't speak up. He did think that she was probably going to help by getting a lawyer, but he didn't say anything, and neither did she. And now he's sitting in there like, damn, what did I do? That's my opinion.
It's not normal for any of us to put the leash on the dog on the bed because if he's on top of any like bed, couch, anything, he'll pee. He gets really nervous. You have to do it on the floor. So I found it really weird that he did that. But
All right, so let me ask it a little more broadly. Is this the first time Stefan's ever come into your room while you're sleeping to take the dog out for you in the morning?
um,
I know.
I can't recall if it's happened before.
Okay. Did you find it unusual then?
Probably
Or
not.
what did you think when this is occurring?
When it happened,
Yeah.
I think it was more.
Why not?
I found it off, but I was more worried over the dog. I was like, please don't pee on the bed. I don't want to do laundry.
Okay.
So I was more anxious over that.
She was more anxious of the dog peeing on the bed than telling her baby girl, hey, have a good day at school. I hope you enjoy your birthday presents. She's more concerned about the dog peeing on the bed, but we already know that, right? All right, let's keep going.
He put the dog on the leash and told me to lay down and go back to sleep. And I said, okay.
So were you not laying down when he tells you to go back and lay down?
No, when he put the leash on the dog, I shot off the bed because I was going to help him. I was like, no, let me do it. And he's
Right.
like, no, go back to sleep. I'm fine. I got this.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Now, do you go back to
No.
sleep or do you check your phone or do anything?
I think I go back to sleep. I can't look at anything.
In this period of time
It definitely is a I think, and I want to say. Wait till tomorrow. You guys are going to be here for tomorrow.
that you have been awoken by Stefan, do you hear or see anybody else in your household?
Mhm.
I hear somebody in the kitchen. I'm not
Oh my
sure who it
goodness.
was. I'm not sure who it was.
Okay. Could you
Real quick, thank you, Bree, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Please thank Bree and say a prayer. I think that was Bree in chat that just came from the ER, if I'm correct. Prayers for your recovery. You don't have to tell us what happened. Just know that we're here. Thank you.
identify it by size, like their steps? Could you identify gender by their voice? Anything like that?
All I heard was sounds of like cabinets shutting, like somebody in there shutting, like looking for something and shutting.
Okay.
Um,
Now, if your daughter had been awake, would she come in and say goodbye to you before school or not? Just let you sleep?
Why is that so hard to answer, guys?
I would have hoped she would have come by and say goodbye to me.
Is that funny?
I can't remember if this is one of the first times that Stefan actually took her to school, so I
No.
would have hoped she would have said good night, but I'm not sure.
All right. So do you
Wait, what? I mean, this is the question of the year, and yeah, I'm mad. Your daughter's dead. Your daughter's been dead for months by the time you do this interview, and you chuckle about that, and you say, this is the last time you've seen your daughter on Earth, guys. Think about that. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the last time you've ever seen your only daughter on this entire planet, and you can't remember if she said bye to you when she left. but you hope she would? No, guys. No, I'm no detective here, but what?
Fall back asleep?
I do.
And when do you wake up and how do you wake up?
I don't know.
I wake up at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Look at the beds
to my
being
alarm.
stripped.
Yeah, I wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning to my alarm. I get ready. I think at around 9:30, 9:45, I leave for my doctor's appointment.
There's
Okay.
that.
So in this period of
Timeline.
time from when you're waking up and getting ready, do you see anybody else in your
All right, let's pay attention. There's that timeline again. Really specific timeline, folks. She can't remember if her daughter that's not on this planet anymore, her only daughter, said bye the last time she saw her ever. She can't remember what they ate that night when she got home, but she specifically remembers this 9:45. That's her alibi time. And yes, I did ask Stefan about when they were sitting at the computer. I asked him if Jen directed him to 192 to go to where the alligators are, where they hiked by her friend's house, where Jen coincidentally used to live right off of 192. And did she tell you to delete your Google messages? There's lots of questions out there, guys, that are going to be answered.
home?
Yep. Yep.
At this point, I'm not too sure.
I said
I
they
know
stripped the bed.
throughout the day, I've seen my roommate in the kitchen cooking and doing.
Yeah, that's all I said is they stripped the beds. But thank you. Yeah, law enforcement. I'm sure they did that too before and washed some stuff, but they stripped the beds.
Nothing.
Thank
I
you.
don't recall if it was at this time.
Did you see your daughter this morning on the 26th?
No, I don't think so.
Did you have any texts or phone calls or any other type of communication through any possible app on your phone? Like, hey, mom, love you
Nope.
at school, whatever. Any communications from Madeline?
Anything from her? Nothing.
Thank you.
All right. How about from Stefan by the time that you wake up at 9? Any texts or communication from him? Maddie's dropped. I'm off to the game store or whatever he's doing.
No.
Mhm.
I didn't hear back from Stefan until 10, like 10:20ish. And he had told me
Again, guys, she doesn't remember a thing, but right now she remembers her alibi at 9:45 to 10:20-ish. And then later on, she remembers that time that she sat outside to pick Maddie up for school. She remembers the exact time, again, an alibi. She was going to pick Maddie up. She waited for an hour. Nobody showed up. She remembers those times, but she doesn't remember anything else. She doesn't remember telling officers that Stefan probably took Maddie to the Gators. She doesn't remember the 192. She doesn't remember anything, but she certainly remembers these little tiny times. Jen Soto is terrible, but will she ever get charged for this? Go back and rewind. We hope so. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto.
he left his phone at home that whole morning by accident. And I had asked him how the morning went, how was Maddie? And he let
Exactly.
me know that this morning went great. We made great time. She got busy super quick. He was going to take her to McDonald's for breakfast, but she changed her mind. All she wanted to do was sleep in the car,
Listen,
so he let her sleep. He took her to school and dropped her off, or he said he dropped her off, and
it's all
that was
scripted,
it.
guys. That's it.
And
Done.
you had a
End of
10:15
story.
appointment for a blood draw.
yes.
And did you go anywhere else prior to getting to your appointment for your blood draw? Did you go directly there or not directly there? Basically the
Oh
question.
So I went directly there.
And after your blood draw, did you go directly back home?
Yes.
About what time did you get home?
My goodness. Lying
Sometime between
liar.
11:15 and 11:30.
Did you have any other appointments or doctor's appointments later in the day?
Yep.
I was supposed to have had one, but I canceled it
When did you cancel it?
that same day
Why did you cancel it?
because it was a $350 Botox appointment that I didn't want to spend the money on. I changed my mind last second.
I'm sure that's a lie, guys. I'm sure that she probably, if she did have that scheduled, it was to cover up more lies, but by the time they got deep into it, I don't think it was a money situation or she any of the other stuff. It was the fact that Maddie's life was gone that night and they were trying to cover it up.
When you get home from your blood draw appointment, is there anybody else at your home?
I don't think, I never thought Jen was
I
stupid.
can help him blood draw. Yes, Stefan was home.
She repeats the
And
question.
can you describe what he's wearing, what he's doing, his demeanor, what's going on?
Yep.
Can't recall what he's wearing. It might be a red shirt with a graphic on it.
Okay.
Again, guys, huge sigh, very inconvenient. However, she didn't remember anything up until this point about what Maddie was wearing ever. But right now, she recalls Stefan wearing a red shirt with a graphic on it. All right. My goodness.
He's sitting in my bedroom on my desk.
Prior to you getting there, he's in your room, or is that where you guys go to talk?
He was hanging out there in my room.
Okay.
Good question.
My room is kind of like the general hangout spot.
Okay.
I walk into my room. He's sitting there on the computer chair.
Right. There's that one crock. Now, I just asked Stefan about what happened, really what happened at that time. What were they talking about? Did he do that purposely to get rid of the evidence, et cetera, et cetera? Now, everybody in chat, this is a big deal. Wesley Irk says, Jay, love you. Please pray for son Wesley. He just passed. I am so sorry, and I don't even know what to say except huge prayers for you, Wesley, and your son. Please, everybody, say a prayer. Prayer warriors. I can't even imagine, Wesley. Prayers for you. My goodness. All right, let's keep going.
He's talking, acting normal, asking about the morning and how everything went, and
Thank you.
that he let me know the errands that he ran that morning or what he was up to.
And what did he say he was up to?
Yes.
He said he had dropped Maddie off at school and then afterwards went to a vape shop so he can buy vaping things.
Okay.
But that the store wasn't open, so he waited a long time for them to open. They never did. So he drove around, killed time, and then eventually
Killed
made it back
time.
to my house at like 10:20. When
And that whole killing time thing, man, that just bothers me. That's all.
later on, when I got home and he was home,
Mm-hmm.
we started discussing,
Yep.
or he started
Right.
telling me that he was going to go back out to run a few more errands in a little bit down 182. And he gave me the name of a few stores that he might stop at. And I'm like, okay. I asked him if he wanted to meet me at my house by 2:30 so that we can go pick up Maddie from school together. And he said, yeah, he'll be back by 2:30. I said, okay.
So was that the plan, to get her together, or was it ever discussed that he would get
Yep.
her alone?
The plan was
Bam,
for us to get
bam.
her together.
All right. And so does he leave?
And now it's us again. It was a plan for us to get together and go get her. But what went wrong was Stefan got a flat tire. That's unexpected. What he had to do. This is all gonna come out, folks. Stay tuned.
Leave before you leave?
No,
Actually, before this, while we were still discussing, while we were having the conversation in my room, he did mention at one point, while he was sitting there, that he had to reboot his phone, or that he had to update his phone. And
Matt.
what was it? He had to update his phone. So I told him, stop avoiding it, do it. Like, it's updates take a while, like, do it. And while he was updating his phone, he said, I don't know what I did, but I just factory reset my phone.
Mhm.
And I said, that's weird. I didn't know that you could do that. He said, yeah, a button popped up and I pressed it and it just reset my entire phone. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
So does he leave before you do?
And that's a big deal. This whole part that she's lying about is a big deal, and it's going to have to be corroborated by phones, by words, and yeah, Abby Poodle Deb flat tire was on the way back. Thank you for clarifying that. It was on the way back. not on the way to drop off Maddie. It was on the way back from that. But it must have happened. He must have dropped her off. It had to have happened in coincidence of that, because it had to coincide with that somehow, because he wouldn't have dropped Maddie's body right out in the open. But yes, it did. It did. Definitely a miracle. Thank you, Indy. I'm glad you're here. And all of you that are here, thank you for being here. I want you to know, for those of you that weren't here in the beginning, we are making progress on the hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Just want you to know that. All right. When Rosetta phone, it asks, yeah, that was they right when he said that, Mighty Joe, when you watched Stefan's interview, he knew that officer knew that reason he did that. He was done when he said he accidentally, that was over, game over.
Go do these errands he was telling you about?
Yes, he does. Leave.
Do you stay at home until it's time to go get Madeline?
Yes.
Do you hear anything from Stefan while he's out doing these errands?
Right?
No.
So 2:30 rolls around. Is Stefan back home yet?
At this point, I leave.
Do you try and call him or text him or communicate with him?
Yeah, I had been calling him like maybe starting 15 minutes before I was supposed to leave just to see where he was.
Did he answer?
Yeah.
I leave at 2:30. Around 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him. And he said, I'm so sorry. I left my phone at home again on accident.
I hope so.
I was driving down 192 and my tire exploded or shredded. And I had to pull over into one of the plazas and change my tire. He said he hurt his thumb doing that. And that, he was late and didn't make it back on time for that reason.
All right. When you leave to go pick Madeline up at 2:30, do you take her phone with you?
I do.
And how is it that you come to get her phone to go with you?
At some point in the morning, I was organizing and putting things away, and I walked into her bedroom and I saw her phone on her dresser. And I just assumed, oh, she must have left it here while getting dressed and forgot it.
Okay. Was it on?
Yes.
And sometimes when you bump or move phones, the notification screen comes up.
Yep.
Did you happen to do that? And did you see if there was any incoming notifications that she had missed?
I hadn't seen any.
Okay. All right. So you go to school, and due to time constraints, like an NFL football game, we're going to kind of jump ahead a little bit. My understanding is that you want to be first in line, and you have to get there early to do that, and I understand that.
Yeah.
She doesn't come out.
Yeah, guys, we go back and forth and then move forward. Arrest Jen Soto, potato, tomato. Stefan wouldn't call it that, but we say, and it's really like, to say that it sucks. But here's the thing. Here's what I think happened to Maddie, because I don't think Stefan would have just threw her body out like that. But here's the thing. I think he was looking for an area to get rid of Maddie's body, right? Whether he dumped it or threw it or laid it down or whatever. He also went back to that spot and did something. I think he might have went back to make sure that she was covered, that a lot of different things. He went back for multiple reasons, I think. All right. So yeah, and that's fine, Clementine. Let's not go back and forth. Potato. If you got something, let's direct it at me. Maddie's body was left there. I think he was looking for a spot. Many people in Florida said there was a house nearby that was a house where people would dump things. He might have went to go check out where he was looking to put Maddie's body and got a flat tire from driving in there. There's a local spot right by there. After he did that, okay, it was several miles away. So that's why he drove on that tire for so long. So many locals suspect that when he drove to try to find a spot, he drove by this abandoned house, and that's what gave him the flat tire. Again, I don't know because I do. So we'll see as it plays out. That's what I think gave him the flat tire, was looking for a spot nearby. But again, I don't know. Yeah, there was an abandoned house out there. That's what I've been told. I haven't been there. I don't know, but we'll find out. I hope. I'm pissed. And I think he did go back to make sure whatever he needed to make sure. But I think Jen knew exactly what he was doing. Lots of construction, Anna. Thank you, Jacqueline, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Lots of new construction. Well, this was almost 2 years ago, so a lot of things happened. All right.
She doesn't know.
Did you call her phone?
I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I forgot I had it with me. I was like, where is she? Why isn't she out yet? So I start calling her phone, and then I start realizing I'm hearing vibrating, and then I look down.
She's so stupid, but she's not. All right. This is her calling Maddie on the phone, but realizing she has it in her hand.
And I see her phone's with me. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
how am I going to get a hold of her? Because I'm the first in line.
thank you.
The cars behind me already have children. They're full. They're waiting for me to leave.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to kind of
She's
jump ahead.
lying.
Did Madeline ever complain to you about believing that Stefan had taken her
I think
Christmas
so.
money?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Christmas money went missing. And we were both,
She does.
I don't even know how to say this. We had collected all of her envelopes with Christmas money and consolidated it into one. I'll put all her money into one.
Yeah.
And then I said, I will put this somewhere safe. And I thought I had put it in my nightstand. A few days later comes around, whatever.
She doesn't know how to say that she took Maddie's money. And Deb, I just asked Stefan about that today. I said, you didn't even know the area and XYZ. So I'm trying to find out if she's the one that told him to go that way. I think she did, because you remember when she was in the room with law enforcement, she told them that Maddie was probably in the trunk, that Maddie was probably strangled or asphyxiated, and that Maddie or that Stefan probably went out on 192 to get rid of Maddie with the gators. All right. So unless she's psychic, guys.
We start looking for it or asking for it or something like that, and we can't find it. We can't find it at all.
So let me just narrow it down. Did she accuse Stefan of taking it?
But she said it a bunch of times.
I'm not sure if she did directly. We both had the suspicion, but we're like, no, could he have? No, I don't think so.
You guys remember that interview where she said 192 like 50 times? So we made a little logo in chat, a little icon, a little emoji that said 192, because even though in Jen's dumb mind, she thought she was stirring officers away from 192, she doesn't realize when you say something 50 times, someone, even when you're lying, is going to say, what validity does that have in it? Why would that person say 192, 192, 192, 192? Go away from 192, 192. No, you're not steering them away. You're leading them right at it when you say that. Yes, guys, we so many times 192. To be honest, I do believe Stefan loved Maddie. We all know that it wasn't the right way he did. Yeah, right. But that's how everyone needs to sign the petition, because it was Jen. Abso-freaking-lutely, Carolina. And whatever sick, twisted way it was, it is what it is. We're not changing that. And Stefan is not talking about that right now. He said he is not ready to talk about that. And I don't blame him, because he starts talking about that and staff gets wind of the new things he's saying, or the people in the jail, and Stefan's done. All right. At this point, we need him to talk to law enforcement like they're saying they want to talk to him. We need this. If they can talk to him and corroborate the stories, then we have a better chance of getting Jen Soto arrested. All right, let's keep going.
But I eventually found that money.
Okay. I was just going to have
Of course you did.
All right. So you just started this job at Disney Coronado Springs like a week or two earlier. Is that right?
Yes.
And your sister and other family members would help with Maddie getting to school because of your job?
Yes, my mom, my sister, yes.
Of course not.
Why is it that now Stefan on February 26th is coming up to help, as opposed to any of your family members helping getting Madeline to school?
I had asked for him to come and help me because
And let's not fight with each other. We know that's not love. We know that's not the kind of love that we give. This is the mind of a person that's convicted for 21 life sentences, all right? So I don't want you guys to fight with each other over semantics when we're trying to get the attention of not only Jen Soto, but law enforcement to look at Jen Soto, and it seems to be working. So we know that. We understand that. I've never been in the mind of a person that has done this. I've been in the mind of and talking to the mind of a killer, but that's much different than this. All right. Thank you. I just don't want, I'm letting people know now before it gets out of control in chat. Trust me, it does get out of control. And yesterday I was putting out fires after my streaming, and it's not good.
I think I was working a lot of night shifts or like really late shifts. And I just wanted the opportunity to see Maddie, like, because I wanted to spend more time with my daughter throughout the week while I was working, versus had she had stayed at my mom's, I wouldn't have seen her all week.
Okay.
So that was just me wanting to see her and spend time with her.
Did Madeline stay at your mom's house fairly frequently?
Every few weekends here and there, like just for the weekend kind of thing.
So like if she described it to her friends as like her second home and like kind of offer up its better jacuzzi and pool, does that sound like that's the place?
Yes.
Where does Madeline sleep when she's over at your mom's?
She will sleep in bed with my mom.
Okay. Did she ever have sleepovers? Like have friends come over and sleep over?
Yep.
Slumber parties, no.
Of course
Did
they
she ever
do.
go and attend any?
No.
Is there any particular reason? I mean, she's a 12-year-old girl on the cusp of being 13.
Yeah, I've been very uncomfortable with sleepovers just because I know what can happen. Anything can happen in a sleepover.
Well, then you can be the host house like we kind of were.
Thank
You never
darling.
hosted any sleepovers for her friends?
For her friends.
Did she ask about it?
I
Yeah,
agree.
she did ask.
Was it probably a source of contention or arguments?
It was, I guess what was the source of argument was her and she wanted to really sleep over her best friend's house. And I just kept saying, no, you never know what could happen. I don't know the dad. I don't know the brother. I don't know anybody there. Like, I don't know what can happen to you. So, just afraid of her getting assaulted.
Okay. Did Madeline do her own laundry?
Yeah.
Did she cook for herself?
Right?
I was teaching her how to make a few things. So, I mean, yeah, she could, I guess.
Liar.
What's her normal routine for getting ready for bed?
We give her her meds.
You notice how it goes back to we again? Stefan was only there for one, not even a full night when this happened. And all of a sudden it's we gave her meds. And do you want to know why? Because we did give her meds. They gave her meds that night and they over gave her meds. And this is what I've always told you guys. I absolutely, before I even knew any of this, believe that they over medicated her that night. All right. Now I don't know about Jen using METH. I have no idea. That I probably not, since she was always sleeping. All right. How do we know that? How do we know what? Let me ask that question again. How do we know what?
I'm sorry, take your time.
We get ready for bed. I'd give her her medication.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate
She would get
it.
in the shower.
Take a long shower, I understand.
Like an hour plus,
Okay.
yeah. She loved it. She'd get out, she'd get dressed, she'd let her hair
Yeah,
towel
that
dry
too.
for a while,
That
and then
too.
she would brush it. We would watch some TV.
Well, what I'm saying is we don't know that, but what we're talking about is what Stefan told us, and Jen just told us too. How do we know that Jen gave her the meds? Because Jen just said that. Did you guys not hear her say we gave her meds? Right? Didn't say Stefan said she took her meds. We gave her the meds. She never ever said that Stefan did that. So that's why I'm saying they gave her the meds all the time. And when Stefan wasn't there, Jen was giving her the meds. So I'm not saying, she just said it. She said, I gave her the medication. And then she says, we. And yeah, that. She said, I. She goes to I and then we. All right. I pray Stefan comes to the realization that Jen only cares about Jen. He needs to tell her, well, that's what we're talking about, Rebecca Jerain. He is talking right now, and law enforcement is finally listening. All right. I'm glad you're here. Buckle up. All right.
She'd probably have a snack before bed as well.
Okay. What were kind of her nighttime uniforms? I mean, everybody kind of has their pajamas, but they're not necessarily pajamas. What was her routine nightwear?
Yeah.
She really liked wearing shorts. So she had a few pajama outfits, but she really liked wearing shorts and baggy t-shirts.
Okay. How about her routine getting ready for school in the morning? What's that about?
Maybe.
We'd wake up. The alarm would start ringing around 7:30. We'd snooze it up until 8 o'clock. Then she'd get up. She'd get dressed. And then she'd lay back down in bed while she would wait for me to make her breakfast.
So she's a breakfast eater? Okay.
She'd have breakfast. Then she would start, with brushing her hair, brushing her teeth, putting on makeup.
Now listen, guys, nothing is changing because Stefan Stern said so. I've been covering this case for a year and 7 months, and I've heard every freaking every interview, everything. It's not changing because Stefan said so. The only thing that Stefan said that changed the game is that she also ingested THC that night. So nothing's changed, Fisher. Nothing. I'm not saying, oh, because Stefan said it, it's right. I don't care what Stefan's saying. I do care, but Stefan's going to deal with law enforcement, and law enforcement's going to take the evidence and look over the phones, go back to the medical examiner report, go back to the cause of death, go back to the autopsy. Nothing changes because Stefan said so. What changes is what police do about what Stefan said and what aligns. So no, I don't want anyone to think I'm coming on and saying, Stefan said so, it's true. That's not even the point of this. The point is to get the attention of law enforcement on Jen Soto and arrest her. And the only person that knows anything is Maddie, Jen, and Stefan. Maddie's no longer with us. Stefan's locked up. And Jen is still walking around free. All right. So I just don't want you, just because I said that or we're talking about that doesn't mean that's what I'm not saying that. Norma, yes, this was an interview where she was given immunity weeks after her death. Thank you.
Maybe I would give her ADHD medications for school.
Is that every day or just school based? So it sounds like you're heading out like 8:45 or 9.
Yes.
And it takes like, what'd you say, 15, 20 minutes to get to school?
Yes.
And first bell's 9:38?
9:20.
Something like that.
9:20,
Okay.
yeah.
So on Monday the 26th, 7:30 seems like a really early time to depart to go to middle school, even if you're getting Mickey D's. What was the discussion about when Stefan and Madeline were going to leave on the 26th?
There wasn't one.
So you didn't know anything about these plans, or did you? Or
I knew that they were going to go to McDonald's, but not 7 o'clock in the morning. That wasn't.
okay.
I had assumed like 8 o'clock.
And-
But even then, 8 o'clock is kind of early, like 8:30, because you could just go to McDonald's, be done by 9, and then drop her off at school. But McDonald's is right, is a block away from the school. So
And Madeline's not driving, so she can eat while she's riding.
yeah. So I
And
don't.
she takes about an hour to get ready in the morning.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
So if they were leaving,
Answer it. Give me you know all your other times. How long does it take her? And yeah, I don't know where Jen is, but I don't think, in my opinion and people that are local, she absolutely is not in any kind of hospital anywhere doing any of that. I think she initially checked herself in just as a means of what she did regularly, according to an old roommate. But no. All right. What about the Woody Allen thing? I remember she mentioned that she was aware that her daughter was becoming a woman, but still she was okay with Maddie to sleep with that guy. And the Electra complex. Can't wait till that comes out.
at 7:30, you'd think she'd have to get up at 6:30 to get ready and go through a routine, right?
Yeah, that's extremely early.
And is that what Stefan told you after these events unfolded? Was that they left
Nope.
there early, like 7:30? What did he ever tell you?
All right, just quick backstory, tiny backstory. Aussie Proud, what's up? They have not investigated all this before. Absolutely not, because we just talked about it at the beginning of the show. Behind the scenes, we have contacted law enforcement, and we're now giving law enforcement new information that they have not investigated or looked into. So no, they haven't. And that's why they're approaching Stefan.
It was early. I can't remember the
Welcome.
time. I think I dropped her off in front of her school sometime between 8:15 and 8:45.
You say I. What do you mean by that? Did you drop her off that
No,
morning?
I'm speaking, sorry.
Okay.
As what Stefan was telling me. Stefan let me know that he dropped her off sometime between 8:15 and 8:45 on the road by the church close to her school.
Mhm.
And I remember asking him, why so early? That's too early. School doesn't start until 9:30. Why did you drop her off that early? Oh, I don't know. We just left the house and made good time. I wasn't paying attention to the clock.
Okay. Did Madeline ever have like effects from taking the hydroxyzine in the morning? Like still be kind of sluggish?
Yes.
How often would that occur? Was that like every morning or not every morning?
Not every morning. If we happen to give her medication later than normal and routine, that would happen. But
And were there ever any instances where she had taken too much of the medicine? Perhaps you and Stefan had given her medicine, not knowing that the other person had?
Yes. That's happened once
How many?
before.
Just once or more?
I want to say once.
She's going to say, I want to say once, because that was the time that she called into the poison control because she thought they had poisoned / OD'd Maddie. But I don't think that only happened once. I think that's the only time she ever was really scared enough to call it in.
Were you taking medicinal marijuana
What's
in
up,
pill form
Lucky?
at any point, or THC?
Yes.
And what do those pills or tablets or capsules look like?
They're purple capsules.
Did you ever suspect or confront Stefan about giving those medications to Madeline?
No.
So
What's up,
during this
Piano?
incident where Madeline had been double dosed,
Y'all, shout out to P&O. He says Jen should be in jail 100%. Thank you. Appreciate you. If you guys aren't already subscribed to P&O, go check him out. I like his channel a lot. And I've been catching lives lately. I really like the lives. I like lives. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by.
for hydroxyzine, do you recall any conversation you had with Stefan and inquiring as to whether or not he had accidentally given her any of your THC?
Mm-hmm.
That hadn't occurred to me. I had asked him the day that the one morning Maddie wouldn't wake up and get ready for school and she was just out of it. I assumed it was medication related. But I didn't realize, I'm like, did this one medication hit her too hard because we gave it to her late? I called poison control. I needed to see what would happen. Because at this point, I think I had gotten Stefan to admit that he gave her a second dose of the sleeping meds as well, because he thought I had given it to her in the first place.
Okay.
But that was with hydroxyzine. I didn't know anything about THC, the marijuana.
I'm just asking you.
Oh,
I'm asking if you remember having that conversation. There is a conversation on your phone about you were relaying that Madeline said that she suspected that it was different, bigger pills, and you relayed that to Stefan and had a conversation with him. And if you don't remember it because it was a year ago, it's fine. My next question is, you have 2 female roommates,
yes,
and one of them has a child, a son that sleeps part-time over there.
yes.
And so my understanding is they're kind of, it's like I don't know what to call it, like a bed and breakfast. There's numbers on the doors upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness, she just laughed about the bed and breakfast. That's the same bed and breakfast. Do you remember when I collaborated with Duty Ron? Does anybody remember when I collaborated with Duty Ron and Duty Ron said that room number 4 and that half room was like a brothel? And that stuck with me every time about it being a brothel. And now he's saying it's like a bed and breakfast. And she laughs. That's the room where they were filming the CSAM. Oh my goodness. Arrest Jen Soto already. Right? My goodness. What's up, Chief? Good to see you. A bed and breakfast or a brothel? Which one is it? Good to see you, Clark. If I didn't say hi, hello, my friend.
To make it easier for the roommates, I just labeled each bedroom.
So they're in 2 and 3.
They're that dumb. They need
Yeah.
room.
All
What?
right. Now, bedroom number 4. At one point, you told the police that your sister was staying with you And that's why the sleeping arrangements were as they were. Was your sister ever staying with you, or did I misunderstand what you said?
Mhm.
No, my sister wasn't staying with me.
Okay.
Um,
So let me ask you this. At what point did Madeline's bedroom kind of become the living room? When did that setup start?
I think as soon as a few months into us moving back into that townhouse.
And when would that have been?
Come on, Jen.
Was it June of?
So CSAM is short for child P, but really you can't have child P because they can't consent to the PORN. But what CSAM means is child and then sexual abuse material. CSAM, right? We don't want people thinking that it's okay for children to film PORN. It's abuse. It's child sexual abuse material. All right. So thank you for asking though. I mean, everybody's trying to change the narrative on not calling it that because these children were abused. We have to remember this was all abuse. No matter how Jen and Stefan framed it, this was ongoing abuse. It was heavy grooming and lots of abuse. All right.
Sometime in 2022, but I'm not sure when.
Okay. It's my understanding that it's December of 2022 that you and Stefan kind of break up,
Yes,
but he still remains in the townhome.
yes.
Why is that?
No.
So even though we were broken up, I still considered him one of my best friends. I wanted to give him the opportunity to live there, and he had gotten a job at Disney and was doing well.
Okay.
And I didn't want him to continue to lose that because he had been struggling for a long time to get a job or do anything with his own mental health issues.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give him a chance to like do something, be something. So
Did he pay rent?
yes.
How much rent?
Oh, thank you for explaining that. So I guess the orange plastic on there had been used for a dog coming home for surgery. Remember, that was the car, that was the ambulance, the poodle ambulance for Deb and her poodles, her babies, right? And that was the car Stefan used to get rid of Maddie's body, etc., right? So they took the car. They're not going to get it back, nor do they even want that car, right? I mean, who would? Spirit Seeker Squad. Shout out to you. Welcome.
Did he pay?
$600 a month.
All right.
Sorry.
Careful. No footsies.
Like always.
So in December of 2022, kind of when the breakup happens, prior to that, what were the sleeping arrangements in your home? Was he sleeping in your bedroom as a couple?
Yes.
So who's in bedroom number 4, if anybody?
I
No
think
one.
that room remained empty for a while. For a little bit, there was another roommate there, but it remained empty for the most part.
And were your female roommates already there in 2 and 3?
Yes.
Why doesn't Madeline have that bedroom 4?
I wanted her to have bedroom 4, but my dad really wanted rent. That whole unit that I live in is owned by my father.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you
And again, as much as whatever about Juan, we don't know much about Juan. I absolutely have to say she's a lying liar. I really doubt Juan said, I need rent so badly that you got to get rid of your daughter's room, give her a half room, and then send her into room 4 with Stefan Stearns. When Juan lived there, they didn't get out of pocket at all. They made sure they kept their distance and stayed in their rooms. So she's lying. She's a lying liar. I doubt Juan would say that, would say, get rid of Maddie's room. I need money. I think she's just interpreting it as her dad wanted money. So she's trying to blame it. So the officers aren't like, why wouldn't you give your 13-year-old daughter her own room?
pay your father anything to live there, or does he just handle the collecting the rent from your rentees, lessees, whatever they are?
I pay him rent as well.
Yep.
Okay. What do you pay for the rent?
My portion of the rent was $400 a month.
All right. And what do the 2 female roommates pay?
I don't know. I I don't know.
8:50 and 6:50.
Oh,
Prior to
wow.
Madeline having
Allegedly.
her own bedroom set up in the living room, where was she sleeping in that townhome?
In my bed with me.
Okay. And this is during a time frame when you were together with Stefan. So is it the three of you every night?
Well, when we had first moved in, it was just me and Maddie. So it was just me and her on the bed. Then I think we eventually got her own bedroom.
Oh, wow. How nice of you.
Stefan moves in eventually. And then, yeah, at that point, it does become the three of us on the bed.
So Madeline's 12 and she has her own bedroom. And how often is she sleeping in her own bed alone?
Hardly. She doesn't like sleeping alone. And she doesn't like the living room. It's too big, too quiet. She says it'd be too dark and then there would be spiders.
Wow, excuses, excuses, excuses. A 13-year-old girl doesn't want to sleep on her own. And she doesn't want to sleep down there because it's too big. So I sent her with Stefan multiple times. 850 and 650 is a lot for a room. Not in a city like that where Disneyland. I'm going to tell you something, Bree, and make sure you're sitting down, okay? Here in San Jose, you can't even get a room. And I'm talking about a room and no access to the kitchen for less than $1,000 a month. There's no room for 850 or 650. A room with no kitchen access here in San Jose is minimum, and it's a crappy area, $1,000. Right? One bedrooms are 22, 23, 2400. So it's pretty right on. That's pretty decent. Thank you, Nath. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. We're gonna have to do some giveaways this week.
She would see spiders, so.
So you say hardly. Were there ever nights where she just slept alone in her bed? Or is it 100%? Because there's a difference between hardly ever and 100% to me.
Yep.
If she ever slept on that bed, it was like once.
Okay. All right. So now you've broken up with Stefan in December of 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's still paying rent and he's there full time in bedroom number 4. Is that where he goes after you break up?
No, he stayed in my room for a few months. We had broken up, but we weren't sure how to discuss it with Maddie because it was the beginning, or it was the middle of the school year, and I didn't want to affect her in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So we just played it off, acted like everything was normal and fine for the first 6 months.
Nah.
And then eventually she caught on. And then when she did, we admitted to her that we were broken up. And then, at that point is when he moved up to bedroom 4.
Yep.
Okay. And once he moved up to bedroom 4, were there instances where Madeline would sleep alone upstairs with him?
Me too.
I'm going to say,
Again, when she says I'm gonna say or honestly or any of that, she's lying. When she lowers her voice, when she's talking, she's lying. And Otimus Martinez, I hope she gets arrested. So do I, guys. And if that's the case, I will be so happy to not cover this case again for a long time. I'd rather cover any other case than this and help out the children that are getting put in the dumpsters and the houses. And I'm so ready to move on to many new cases. All right. But I really want Jen Soto to get arrested, and I need her to be in the spotlight this week.
I want you to think carefully before you answer, because obviously we've gone through your phone and we've seen all the conversations that you've had with Stefan. So it's clear that that's occurring. So I'm giving you the chance to answer the question.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how many times it's happened.
Okay. Why are you allowing that to occur?
I'm going to lie
I
now.
saw
Hold on.
Stefan as someone that I completely trusted with my life, my child's life. I thought he had cared for her as a father would. He had been in her life for more than half of it, playing the father role. I thought he cared for her the way I did.
What'd you say?
Now, does there come a point in time in 2023 where you've kind of had enough of roommate ex-boyfriend Stefan and asked him to hit the road.
Yes.
And is that fair to say it was like October?
Maybe yeah, like the end of October, because then I gave him all of November and told him he had to be out by December 1st, kind of thing. But yeah, that sounds about right.
And then did you kind of ask him to leave a month earlier and it was a source of arguments?
Yes.
So now at this point in time when he's being asked to leave, have you had any conversation with Maddie that mommy isn't together with Stefan anymore and this is kind of the ways of the world? Do you have that conversation with her?
She had, by June, she figured it out already, so she knew we weren't together or anything like that.
Now, remember, Jen said that her and Stefan didn't sleep together for a good couple of years. She also said Stefan was into kinky stuff. He liked anal. He liked the butt stuff. And she was a watcher. What's up, Montana Mystic? Good to see you. Claudia Sellis, Justice for Maddie. Why would you, knowing that he's kinky and he likes the anal and all the other stuff, why would you send your daughter to bed? And not only that, why would you send your daughter to bed with a man that when he walks out of the bathroom, you guys are comparing and joking and pointing out his penis and lifting up his and laughing and lifting up his towel and flirting with them? Why on earth would you do that, Jen Soto? What's up, Auntie Ree? Hello, sweet guilty fam. Yeah, we need justice for Maddie. We need Jen Soto to be arrested. And maybe that's why she's in none of the pictures, because she's a watcher. All right.
So she, by December, yeah, she had already known he was leaving, and
Yes.
Okay.
but that was okay.
Why is he coming back to visit after he's out?
Another lie.
We're still friendly with each other at this point. Christmas is coming up.
Oh,
and we
money.
wanted to
They
spend
need
Christmas
money.
together. So he comes up for a few days during Christmas. And then he does visit a few more times after that, but for the day. And it's to pick up packages. He keeps getting mail delivered to my house, packages. So he just comes up and picks them up.
And when he comes to visit
Yep.
after he's been kind of kicked out, is he paying rent or how is this working, or is he just coming to visit?
He just comes to visit.
Is your father making any arrangements to rent bedroom number 4? Because this is his income that he's losing.
Yeah, we had it. We had like an ad posted to see if we can get any renters. So we were trying to rent it out, but then we had to stop.
And what happens if you
guys send prayers to Auntie Ree. I don't know even what to say except for prayers. She says she found her third and final brother deceased on his back porch. He had health issues, and was very depressed. Drank himself to death. Just huge prayers to you. That's all. I don't even know what else to say. We love you. Excuse my speech. My speech stroke happened. No pity. Just explain to anyone. How do you say it was my brain never trust man and then go to sleep with my vanilla, her unvanilla boyfriend, we should say, right? Yeah, please. Huge prayers to you, guys, to you, Auntie Ree. So sorry. I don't even know what to say except prayers.
end up renting room number 4? Is Stefan going to still come up and visit you and sleep in your bed?
Not in my bed.
I don't know. I hadn't even thought of it at that point.
At
Oh,
one point,
yeah,
you
you
told
think-
investigators that Stefan was quote unquote stuck down there until they could afford for him to come back. Were there plans for him to come back?
We had discussed him coming back and living with me. We weren't sure if temporarily or like for me to help him out with the place for a little bit before he can find his own place and move out. Or we were also considering talking about living together as like a companionship.
A business partnership.
And with my best friend who's helping me out with my child. But
Oh, that's her best friend?
Because you told investigators that a lot of the reason your relationship fizzled off with Stefan was that your antidepressants.
Antidepressants.
You had moved on to other people, had you not?
yes.
And so despite having moved on with other people, you were still having Stefan come up and visit, and there were plans to cohabitate with him again potentially.
Possibly, yes.
Maddie had the opportunity to go visit her biological father in the fall out in Texas.
Thank you, Nat. I
Is that a yes?
appreciate it so
All right.
much.
Do you remember texting the biological father, hope nobody touches Maddie or tries shit or films her under the bathroom?
Remember
sending that
this,
text?
guys?
No.
She doesn't remember seeing this text, guys, but this was her excuse to not send Maddie to see her biological father, Tyler. And when this case broke open, they also found pictures in Stefan's phone where he was filming the roommate in the bathroom under the door. They found over 100 pictures, and it was from the one day. This woman that's talking, this evil potato, knows exactly what this officer is talking about, and she just lied right there. Nat, thank you so much for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. If you guys can, please thank Nat. I hit play. What happened?
Now, June 16th of last year at 9:30 p.m. and 27 seconds, you texted Stefan this: Maddie's no longer sleeping with me. I can't risk it.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's let her answer, but everybody's been asking me about that. What does that mean? Why would she tell Stefan, Maddie can't sleep with me anymore? I can't risk it. What does that mean? Let's listen to what she says.
I have no idea.
She has no idea?
How often was Maddie sleeping with you?
Wow.
Often, all the time.
Well, you keep on saying often versus all the time. Was it 100% of the time or not 100% of the time?
He's getting irritated.
If she wasn't with my mom and she was with me, then yeah, she was sleeping with me.
And if she's at mom, she's 100% of the time sleeping with mom?
With
Your mom?
with my mom, or she does have her own.
No, we're keeping Jen Soto in the spotlight this week as we work behind the scenes to get Jen Soto arrested. Her lying to the police is absolutely not enough to get her arrested, and that is 100% why we're not just sitting here with our hands up our butts streaming this again. It's because we're putting Jen Soto back in the spotlight, and law enforcement is actively pursuing Stefan Stearns to collaborate these things. All right. So no, I think you came in late, Montana Mystic. If that was enough, we wouldn't have to do any of the behind the scenes work that we're doing. And I'll tell you what, it's not easy. Not easy at all. This work is not easy. And I work full time, and everybody else that's helping out also does. Right. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are helping me right now to get in touch with media, law enforcement, etc. I can't wait till the Florida lawyer gets back to me and answers the questions that I need answered. Wyatt says she won't ever be arrested. I don't think. You should go back and rewatch this video, my friend. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow breaking this down and all of the deceit word by word, but it won't be so long. It's going to be a bit different.
Room, I guess. Like there's another spare room she could use, but for the most part, she prefers to sleep with my mom.
Okay. Now, my understanding is that you had some sort of period tracker that you kept track of Madeline's period with.
I had a calendar app that I would write what days she would get her period. Yeah.
And obviously, Madeline doesn't have a job, so she's not going out and buying products that she would need if she had her period, right? You would have to do that for her.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
So, do you remember her using any of those products at all in February? Because I assume you take the trash out, or does she take the trash out, or how does all this work?
I take the trash out. In February, no, I didn't notice her using any of her feminine hygiene products.
Did you have any conversations with her about that?
No, but I didn't notice until after everything.
Why not have a conversation about your daughter that you know is sleeping with some guy? Now, don't talk to her about any of that. This is the rumor of all rumors that started this, is when they started talking about pregnancy test. And then officers wrote that down because I think they thought that was a motive. They thought possibly Maddie was pregnant, and that's where everything blew up. We did episodes about Maddie possibly being pregnant and then debunking it and da 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 da. We now know Maddie was not pregnant. All right. I actually just had a brief conversation with Stefan today about that whole pregnancy thing. Stefan did have full access to the toxicology, medical examiner, and autopsy report. He asked me if I did, and I said no. That's why I'm asking you. I won't have access to it because she's a minor, but officers do, and they can check that. Perhaps she had a hidden agenda when she sent Maddie to visit her biodad. Fear she was pregnant and would point out suspicion. I don't know. I don't. She didn't send that. She didn't send her over there though.
Because it would have been due like at the beginning of February, and this all happens at the end of February, so she's almost due again in March. Yeah. So you never had any conversations with her about not having her period at the beginning of February?
No, she's had other periods that have been missed or like super late, so I just assumed this was going to be one of those situations again.
Okay.
But no, I didn't.
Did you ever discuss her periods or lack of periods with Stefan?
I don't think so.
It's my understanding that Maddie had to take Miralax. I'm familiar with that myself because of my daughter when she was little. So she had constipation issues?
Yeah.
Would it ever cause her discomfort, physical pain, bleeding?
I don't either.
Yes.
And how are you aware of that?
She would tell me. There have been moments.
Thank you.
So we've gone to doctor's appointments. They've run a lot of tests on her. They told me why her body is doing what it's doing.
Yep.
But she's shown me if there was blood or if she's in the bathroom and she just can't go, like it's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
She showed me that too. So
did
That's
she
not
ever
funny.
specifically seek treatment for tears or bleeding or anything due to her bowel movements?
I hate that. I hate this question and I hate the answer, guys, because had Jen Soto taken her daughter to see any doctors about anything, they would have seen all of the tears and things that were going on in places that shouldn't have gone on with a little girl. Okay? Ugh, this makes me so mad.
no, I don't think so. Tears or anything like that. No. I don't think there was ever a tear.
Okay. On February 26th, the whole purpose of Stefan coming and taking Madeline to school was so that you could get some sleep. You had missed your medication Saturday night, so on and so forth, right?
Yes.
Is there any particular reason Stefan couldn't have driven your car to take Madeline to school and therefore not embarrass her and he could just drop her off normally?
Yes, but because he's not on my car insurance, I was very nervous to let him drive my car.
You did let him drive your car after this occurred.
But you see how it trailed off because she lied about this as well. She told officers she had no idea that Stefan was going to take her car. And then it changed again. And when it changed, she said, oh, yeah, I did know because my seat was moved back. She's changed this answer multiple times, which means she's hiding something about the night that Stefan went out cruising, but actually went and visited Maddie's body. No, she's not pregnant at all. She wasn't pregnant. I don't know if there was ever a pregnancy before this whole case, but she was not pregnant. None of that has ever come out and nothing's been verified ever. All right. She never was pregnant. There was never, I can't say if she was years before. Again, she had her period for a certain amount of time, I would assume. So just, yeah, lie after lie after lie.
All right.
Yes, but he was very insistent because he wanted to go look for Maddie and he had a spare on his car because he had a flat, so he couldn't drive his car. So he just really wanted to go out. So I just let him, but I wasn't comfortable with it.
During your previous interviews, and you did it once today, you kind of...
And that lie is significant, guys, because she absolutely insisted on an earlier interview that she did not know Stefan was taking her car until later when she realized her seat was moved. She totally just changed that answer right now.
Interchanged we, or Stefan dropping Madeline off at school. Did you see Madeline at all on February 26th, 2024, that Monday?
No.
Do you know anything about how she died?
No.
Did Stefan tell you anything about how she died?
No.
Did Stefan tell you about his plans to go back down to Northport in your car that Wednesday morning?
Mm-hmm.
Got any questions, Mark? I'm getting close.
I'm going to jump through because I was making notes as we we're going on. So, how frequently did Stefan come up here after he moved back to Northport?
I'm gonna say
How many times total do you think he came back here?
2 to 3 times.
Do you remember if those were around specific dates?
At some time he did.
One
yeah.
was like the week of Christmas.
What's up, ATS News? Shout out to ATS News. I believe you have a channel. If so, feel free to drop the link to ATS News. All right. When did she get in the car after he used it to cruise that night? We don't know. Tattoo is a crest. Yeah, the tattoo is their family crest. Thank you for asking. I saw a picture when he first got it done, and it looks much different than there. That's the tattoo. I think it's the only tattoo that he has is that crest. It's a family coat of arms. Okay. Guilty of crime. Keep the pressure on Jen Soto. Much love. Thank you. Thank you for anybody that's supporting the effort to hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right.
I can't remember when the other one was.
She doesn't have
Stefan in
immunity,
town
but yeah.
the week or two prior to this last time he came.
I don't remember. It's possible, but I don't remember. Everything has become a blur.
Do you remember sending him a text message asking if he can babysit Maddie while you go have lunch with your friend?
This was a few weeks before.
Why does Maddie need a babysitter at 12? She didn't turn 13 yet. Let's be real, guys.
I remember going out a few weeks before. I don't remember asking him to babysit. I don't know where he was.
Did you ever go to lunch with your friend? And he babysat her?
I did go to lunch with my friend, but I don't think he was here. I think Maddie stayed home alone for a few hours.
Okay. When you mentioned Maddie caught on about you guys being broke up, how did that happen? What did she say? Or
I forgot. Me and Stefan were having a conversation, and she was like, "Are you guys broken up?" We kind of looked at her. Like, why do you ask? She was, because you guys are kind of acting like you're broken up. You guys haven't hugged and kissed in a long time. And we're like, okay. So we just,
And she chuckles about that. Now, remember, in ATS News, you're here. You remember the Woody Allen situation? Look up the Electra complex. I would be happy to see if text messages come across now that officers are looking back on this and the Electra complex comes in as something Jen was teasing Maddie about. I'm not even going to say what that is, ATS News, but if you know, look it up. If you don't need to look it up, the Electra complex, and add that to the Woody Allen situation, and what do you have? But everyone here, Guilty of Crime crew, are awesome, beautiful, good people, and I love you. We love you too. All right?
how do you think she felt about that?
Yeah.
fine. She didn't act sad or happy or anything. You're just like, whatever.
All right. Now you mentioned to me before too that you found her phone on her dresser in like her little bedroom area.
Now, I just quickly want you guys to remember that this case, when it happened, number one is they focused all of their attention and it moved really quick on Stefan Stearns. I am so surprised within a year and a half, this case is done, signed, sealed, delivered, 21 life sentences in a year and 7 months. Now, behind the scenes of law enforcement, many of the officers were fired, and most recently, not just fired, but convicted of laundering and trafficking. Okay, so a lot of people have changed positions and they had their guy. That's what I got to say about that. That is why I think they did what they did in the way that they did. And this case against Jen Soto is not closed.
Does she have a specific spot where she plugs in her phone? How does she charge her phone?
So on her side of my bed, she's got a long charger. She'll connect it there to charge.
No, any. That was sheriff's office. It's not Osceola, but there are many officers now that I'm going over the people to reach out to and contact. a lot of the officers that were involved in this don't work there. Now, Mark Morris is still there, thank God, because he should know this inside and out. But lots of the cases and lots of the things have changed hands, right? Let's keep going. Linked to this case. No, not linked to this case. Many people ask that, and I have no connections to this case. But I have done episodes about the people that worked on this case, and several were named and several weren't named about being arrested. So a lot of things have changed.
Don't know how she charged it that night though. Don't know if she took her charger and moved it to the room upstairs. Not sure.
How do you charge your phone?
I charge my phone with my charger next to me on my side of the bed.
Okay, is it one that you plug in?
Mark Morris is the detective in this interview as well. Hey Jude, what's up? Says the detective that interrogated Stefan the day he got arrested, the lead detective, and the person I'm talking to. There's several, but he's one of them, right? He's the head honcho.
Or
The magnetic one.
okay. Now, when you go to bed at night, is there any kind of routine that you do with your phone? If you're texting, look on TikTok or whatever, and you go to bed, you just set your phone down and go to sleep, or what's that routine like?
I'll TikTok until I start dozing off, and then I'll put my phone in the charger, make sure my alarm's on, and then
Yeah,
just lay down, close my eyes, and
not that guy.
hope not to think of too much, just fall asleep.
Okay, that night, Saturday or Sunday night, when you guys spending this half hour of time together, was all you were doing was talking about gifts and counting her money, or were you guys doing anything else?
Just asking her for more details about the party and tell me like what I missed. She seemed like she had a really good time.
When you got home from work that day, where was
She had a really good time. That's not even true. She can't even tell the truth on that. Everybody that was at the party said that Maddie was kind of grumpy. She didn't get the presents that she wanted. She was snappy with her BFF. That's a lie. What she just said, that didn't happen at all. I don't think she knows that. At least I didn't ask if it was a parrot. What? Oh my goodness.
everybody?
I think everyone was in my room, hanging out in my room.
Okay, everybody meaning.
Maddie and stuff.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right. Now it's obvious that you and Stefan communicate via text message and phone calls and stuff like that. What is Google Meet?
We don't know.
What is Google Meet? That is like Google's version of FaceTime. So just face chatting,
Okay.
video chatting.
Okay.
Yep.
When her birthday party was planned, was this planned before you got your job or after?
Yep.
The birthday party?
Mhm.
I think it was planned before. Because once I saw my schedule and I saw
But do you see how she's trying? She had to think about that and make sure. Why is he asking me about the birthday party? Oh, because I wasn't there. Okay. Yeah, it was planned before. And then I saw my schedule and darn, I had to work that day.
that it was during a training day and I wasn't going to call out. I considered rescheduling the party, but my family was insistent to just keep it that day. And I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Stefan moves out of his room, and I think you mentioned that your dad had plans on renting that room again to somebody else. Is that right?
Yeah.
How was that room set up? How was Stefan's room set up after he moved out?
Pretty much the same. The bed was in the same location, the
Okay.
TV, the dresser, the desk, and
Can we ask Jen Soto? Jen, I know you missed your daughter's birthday party because you had to work, but what about her funeral? The public funeral, everyone. What about Maddie's memorial? How come you didn't go? Did you have to work? Oh, the vigil? Oh, okay. We forget all that. Maybe people wanted to attack you, Jen. But how about at sentencing when everybody else gave victim impact statements, even Stephanie, over the phone? How come you didn't give a victim impact statement? Why didn't you call 911? Were you working? Oh, wait. No, they didn't ask her that.
the mini fridge, everything stayed in the same location.
Okay. Was the bed and did it have comforter, blankets, and all that stuff on it, or?
M.
When he moved out, everything was empty. There was a mattress protector cover on it. But I had clean sheets and clean blankets to put on, like they're available. So
Where were they available?
in the closet.
Okay.
And I did, yeah. I let him know they were there.
Do you know if he made the bed?
I don't know, but I'm going to assume he. I don't know.
What did the blankets look like that would be used to make that bed?
Love you, M.
It would be white cotton linen sheets with. They're white, but they're white stripes, different shades of white. So white stripes going down it. That was a fitted cover, then a sheet, and then the pillowcases. And it should have been like a warm blanket in the closet somewhere.
The same color, white or?
Maybe gray.
Okay. When you say there's pillowcases, how many pillows were on the bed?
I'm not sure. I know that we had taken things out of that room before. I don't know if we used those pillows. I'm not sure what pillows were there.
Okay. Did you ever go into the room after you discovered that she was missing? Did you go upstairs to that bedroom? No. Okay. So when you go to sleep in your room, and you're either with Maddie or without Maddie or with Stefan, is your door open, closed, lights on, lights off?
When I go to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a cat. I can't shut the door. I have to leave it cracked.
Mhm.
So it stays cracked.
Why not just say what she's going to say? No, because she has to validate that when she sent Stefan and Maddie to bed, she kept her door cracked because of the cat. Not because she wanted to listen to make sure nothing was being done or nothing that she can keep her eye on. Because remember, we don't trust men ever, but it was because the cat needed to get out.
With a door stopper behind it so it doesn't open all the way because my cat will just knock it over. Yeah, but we sleep with the door cracked.
Okay, lights on, lights off.
Lights off with a YouTube video playing in the background, playing rain sounds.
Okay, would the screen be illuminated, or is it something where a screen, like a phone, where the screen goes black and it still plays?
It goes black and so.
Okay. Do you remember it happened that night if you were listening to those YouTube videos, or?
Probably was.
Probably once. What does that mean, Jen?
I listen to it every night, so I probably was.
Does it shut off automatically?
Around like 4 or 5 a.m. But then I'll notice and I'll press play again.
Now, guys, I wonder if that 4 or 5 a.m. remark had to do with the time that Maddie lost her life. We have to remember that it was closer, it had to have been closer to the morning than the night before. And I'm only speculating because rigor mortis will start to set in. And there's a time frame where body will start to get stiff and then it doesn't. I know we've gone over this whole thing and you guys are welcome in chat to talk about that. But I think it was closer in the morning. Remember, he took her out of the trunk at one point, put her over his shoulder, and it seems that she wasn't stiff or any of that. So again, I know it changes, and I'm no medical examiner, don't claim to be, but we have gone over that. And that's why I think it was closer to the morning. Thank you so much, Mary Ann Stratton, for helping to support the channel. All right. How does she notice if she's a deep sleeper? I don't know. She's awake during the night.
Okay. Is it fair to say that you're easily woken up or no? By sounds like that, or?
This sucks, all this, man.
I'm sure I'm easily woken up.
Again, it's a big inconvenience. She's got to think of a lie. It's da 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 da.
Okay. Now, the purpose of you telling or having Maddie sleep with Stefan upstairs is because you told me before that you needed a good night's sleep. If you needed this kind of sleep previously to when Stefan wasn't there, what would happen?
You mean if Stefan wasn't there and I needed this good night's sleep? It depends. If I had missed my meds the way I missed them that night and I wasn't feeling, or I was feeling just how I was feeling, I'm not sure if I would have had her sleep, have her sleep with me on the other side of the bed, or if I would have sent her upstairs to the guest room. But she sleeps like a monkey. She rolls. She'll start on one end of the bed and end up on top of me by the end of the night. And she's a gymnast, I guess. But
Have you ever sent her upstairs to sleep?
I don't like, not for any of these reasons.
She doesn't remember.
Have you ever sent her upstairs to sleep by herself?
Oh,
She said no, and she whispered it again. Law enforcement has all these pictures, and apparently it's not enough to, put her in evidence. But the questions that he's asking her are directly related to not the taking of Maddie's life necessarily, but the abuse happening by the way he's asking her. He's asking her a lot of pointed questions about where Maddie slept, and did she listen? Did she hear? Did she sleep good? Yeah, there is a video, absolutely a video of Maddie in the car with Stefan. She's already not alive, and he took her out, put her over his shoulder into the trunk. So again, just my wild speculation based on evidence that we've looked at over and over and over that it was closer to the morning. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna need to wrap this up.
Okay, one more question.
Right?
Does anybody use your phone other than you?
no, except for the day that we were sitting in front of my house and forensics was in the house. That was the only time I've ever let anyone use my phone, and that was Stefan. Stefan has my phone.
No, I didn't.
What
I
about,
don't
do you
know
wear an
about
Apple
the
Watch?
backseat.
Yes.
I don't know.
Does it track
anything.
any of your movements or anything like that you know of? Do you sleep with your watch on?
No, I hardly ever put it on honestly.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything else.
Do you have anything real quick, Daniel? No. Do you have anything that you think we should know, Matthews?
Unfortunately,
Good down there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, it's 10:06 a.m. We will conclude this investigation interview with Madeline Soto. Thank you.
All right, tomorrow we're gonna break this down, and it's not gonna be the whole thing. It is the whole thing, but it's gonna be compressed to be broken down. Now there's 727 people in chat. Bear with me for 2 more minutes. Those of you that rolled in late, I'm going to read a portion real quick. Again, I was in communication with Stefan Stern today. Deb's been in communication. Chris has, and let me read to you what we're talking about. We are on the hashtag Arrest Jen Soto initiative. Behind the scenes, we've been in touch with law enforcement, etc., etc. And Stefan said this: the state has contacted his public defense team asking if he has any information to come forward with about Jen Soto. He says it seems they're trying to go after Jen now. However, they're not willing to make any kind of deal with Stefan, and he just received a message from a news reporter asking about information on Jen. What's going on right now? I'm apparently still completely out of the loop where he is, which he is. So law enforcement has now approached his defense team about the information that has been brought forward to them. Okay, so if no arrests ever come, we are trying our damnedest. And next thing that's going to happen at some point will either be that law enforcement does a press conference and said Jen Soto is never going to be arrested and we're going to rule her out, or they're going to say, with the evidence that now come forward, we're going to hear about it. We're going to hear about it when they are ready to, and they've put their case together. So they did not say the case is closed. And the fact that they approached Stefan's defense team so quickly means something, right? It's a lot more than just like being on What's the Obsession or Watts Island, where we speculate about Nicole Kessinger and nothing ever came forward. Police officer said Nicole Kessinger had nothing to do with it. Back off. That is not what law enforcement is saying. And the reason I said that is because a lot of people rolled in late. So I just want to let you guys know. All right. So on that note, we've been here for over 2 hours and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go eat. Mama Sage, much love. Kelly Johnson, my girl M, much love to you. Go give that little tiny granddaughter baby of yours a huge hug. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to break down to the smallest of detail. And if I have any more communications coming in or any updates about the actual hashtag arrest Jen Soto case, I will keep you posted. So all week we're going to keep Jen Soto in the spotlight, and hopefully she doesn't run away. All right, guys, I love you so much. For those of you that oh no, wait, what? Almost lost Devin Friday night. Message me, text me, please. Much love to you. I hope you're okay. I hope he's okay. Much love to all of you. I'll be back tomorrow. Let's keep Jen Soto in that spotlight. Let's get Jen Soto arrested and give full and utter justice to Maddie. All right. Love you guys. Thank you all for everything. And don't mistake my being happy about this case for anything else. I welcome any and all creators to come over and chat about it. Much love to all y'all. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?